Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our Year 12 graduation ceremony for 2020. My name is Cara Shipp and I'm the Learning Community Leader for the high school, and I'm really excited to share this with you this morning. We have a very special guest to welcome us here today and pay respects to the land that we are meeting on. So I would like to invite Linda Finlay up to give a welcome to country.
Jiggery, how are you all? It's like a big moment of reflection and everyone's a bit quiet. Here I'm going to bust up and try and get you going. So I did secretly speak to the spirits last night and said, please don't burn us today. We don't want to be a crispy ceremony. So I think they've brought that in for us today. Only joking, I don't have that kind of power, I just pretend that I do. But as always, I do believe that our spirits do watch over us all the time. And in saying that, it is so important to do a welcome to country. And why do we do it? Because it's about respect, it's about connection, and it's about honouring the absolute beginning and where we come from and this earth, which is our mother. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Linda. I belong to the Mununjali people, which forms part of the Yugambeh language region. So here you're all on Yugambeh Jabun, and I'm so proud to be a custodian on this country, living, working, breathing, bringing up my family on country here. I think that 2020 has certainly been a year of challenges for many, and hopefully it's forced everyone to kind of stop and reflect and maybe realise the connections and relationships that we need to hold dear, because they're never going anywhere. And when we cherish them and we strengthen them, then you can never lose. The class of 2020, we're always going to go down in history, but I think considering this year it's even more special. They've had to face even a few more challenges, but not only that, everyone connected to them have had those challenges as well. So in acknowledging all their family and loved ones, everyone here within this place, this school, that love them and cherish them and are a part of their ongoing journey, I pay my respects to them. I honour and pay my respects to all elders, past, present and emerging, and the journeys and sacrifices that have been made for all of us to be sitting here today. So as a Yugambeh woman, I welcome you to this country. It is my mother. I will never be leaving here. I have come from her. I will return to her. And I hope that all of our spirits watch over you while you're on our country here. Thank you and welcome.
graduating class of 2020 today. As I reflect on their character as a group, I honour their high school advisors, Anna, Nicola, Kalindi, Graham, Helena, Lisa, Ty and Christy, and our amazing support staff, Jenny, Fiona, Mel, Janeway and Danielle. This year at our Dreaming Festival, I shared a Wiradjuri word from my community in New South Wales, Inyamara. It means respect, be gentle, be polite and do things slowly. Year 12, I am continually struck by how gentle, polite and respectful all of you are. You think carefully about your actions and you interact with staff, parents, mentors and peers across the school and the community with integrity. You are the resilient bunch. You were the first preppies in Queensland, starting school prior to year 1, the first year 7s in high school, the first to go through a new Queensland senior curriculum with maths and English, and then this year you dealt with an international pandemic. And of course, you also stepped off the path of traditional education, some a long time ago, and some of you more recently, in order to pursue your own personal learning journey here at Silkwood. In the face of all of these challenges, you have embodied Inyamara, choosing to be respectful and kind human beings and leaving a gentle footprint on our community. As Year 12, you didn't lead from the front using your status to influence or manage others. Instead, you connected subtly and individually with younger students through dance lessons, peer support on camp or Year 7 orientation day, library volunteering, book week volunteering, and community projects that helped the homeless, aged care, and neighbourhood food drive. You modelled kindness through your everyday actions, and you led from beside your peers, lifting others up with you. And as Year 12 came to a close, it seemed to me that you started to express a confidence in being the gentle, polite, respectful human beings that you are. A feeling of being more comfortable in your own skin. You know that kindness is not weakness and that you can still be assertive, ask for help, pursue opportunities and achieve your goals while also being supportive and caring community members. It is my hope that you will continue to grow this quiet strength and realise your power. You have proven that you can endure just about any challenge. You have intelligence and passion to offer the world. Speak up when you need to, and otherwise allow your integrity, your work and your actions to speak for you. Congratulations, Year 12. I look forward to seeing where you go next.
Thank you so much, Cara, for sharing your inspiration and your words with our graduates. You've been their champion and it's been really, really lovely. I stand here before you feeling so much gratitude for having been able to share this year with these wonderful young humans, as well as more than a tiny little bit of relief that this very tough school year is almost at an end. I'm proud to have walked beside you as an advisor to reach this day of conclusion, celebration and acknowledgement. You've had some amazing adventures together and weathered tons of challenge. You have supported one another to succeed, held each other accountable and laughed a lot of laughter. I congratulate you for journeying to the very end of Year 12 and for trusting that this would be the right place for you to continue learning and growing with the support of many who have cared for you deeply along the way. Although you are all unique, you're a community of learners and are a unified advisory group. You will treasure the moments you shared together and reflect fondly upon how fate brought you all together to jump on this roller coaster ride. I would like to take the opportunity to thank families, advisors, staff, both past and present, your valued mentors and fellow students for believing in you
and supporting the education you and your families have chosen to experience here at Silkwood. As young people ready to step forward into new beginnings and possibilities, I hope you're feeling excited to explore this big, wide world, increase your independence, and test the unknown waters, trusting that you are everything you need to succeed. So be brave, speak and act your truth, especially when it's difficult. My hope for you more than anything else is that you will be kind, not only to others, but also to yourselves. Because in the words of Jewel, in the end, only kindness matters. Brianna, would you stand? Morgan, would you kindly bring your stuff through the spiral? Brianna, I also asked Nicola for help with your value, and the only thing she could come up with was cool. You're a badass adventurer who changes her own tyres, could winch yourself out of a ditch if needs be. You balance work, sport, volunteering, and community service with apparent ease, and have continued to give your time back to your school and wider community. Brianna, your affirmation and value is respect. You command this in the way you carry yourself and in the standards you set and hold. You also show respect in your interactions with those you know well and with people you only encounter briefly. You do not let impressions or circumstances define the value you place on others. You start from a grounding of respect for everything and everyone. You value each person's dignity and innate value. Brianna, I very much admire this in you, and I encourage you to continue to stay true to yourself. Jaden, would you please stand? And Caitlin, could you kindly bring the stuff through the spiral? Jaden, to my eternal embarrassment, when I first met you, I got you and Christian mixed up. Because one of you is from New Zealand and the other one's of Indian heritage, so hey. But you very kindly yet firmly corrected me and haven't let me forget it since. This was my first experience of Jaden's forthrightness and the compassion that stands alongside it. Jaden, your affirmation and value is honour. When you look up the definition, this is the quality of high respect, great esteem, and the quality of knowing and doing what's morally right. I'm sure that everyone would agree that you encompass all these qualities and more. I approached Nicola to help me decide on a value and affirmation for you, and she suggested staunch, which could be viewed as an unattractive word, but which means steadfast in loyalty and in attitude. Jaden, continue to hold your values strongly, but with the respect and good grace we all know you for. Ailey, would you please stand? And Gabby, could you kindly bring this stuff through the spiral, please? Bailey, you have surprised and delighted me throughout 2020. When COVID caused us all to be working from home earlier in the year, you seemed to be in your element. There were sometimes multiple Baileys in our Zoom chat, and I was never quite sure which was the real one. You took it all in your stride and made the best of a difficult situation with good humour and with hard work. Bailey, your affirmation and value is growth. I only learned earlier this year that Bailey is a member of Spotlight Theatre. He joined to improve his speaking and presentation skills, as well as expanding his social circle. But Bailey didn't stop there. He also employed his passion for graphic design to improve the Spotlight logo and give back to the community-based organisation. Through your journey, you have been unsure as to where you would end up, but kept growing yourself, so you'd be ready for any opportunity that came along. Congratulations, Bailey. Jack, would you please stand? And Alan, could you kindly bring his stuff through the spiral, please? Jack, working with you this year has really forced me to question what I'm doing. Not because you're a difficult student, but because you actually really want to know the purpose behind everything you're asked to do. While this can often be very annoying for an advisor, I can truthfully say that working with you has made me more reflective and purposeful in everything I do. Jack, your affirmation and value is ambition. You continue to hold true to and work towards goals you have held for almost your entire lifetime. This past year, you have juggled your responsibilities, unforeseen circumstances, and your own health, and have demonstrated commitment to completing tasks necessary to achieve your ultimate goals. Finally, today, that has paid off as we stand here on the day of graduation. Thank you, Jack. Bella, could you please stand? And Gracie, and possibly Emma? Gracie, could you bring us now through the spiral, please? Bella, I'm really going to miss you coming in on a Monday morning and asking how my weekend was. You always have time to really listen to those around you and share your thoughts and perspectives. Even in times when you face challenges, you give your time and energy to friends who need a sympathetic ear and sound advice or even just a smile. You're a natural leader who cares for the environment, is inclusive, works hard and earns respect from others. You're always willing to give everything a go, give your best and try new things. Bella, your affirmation and value is determination. You are principled, discerning and driven. You know what you want and forge a path to make things happen. Even when you've experienced uncertainty, you kept doing all the things. Taking on challenges, asking for support and trusting that it would get you somewhere. Through setbacks, frustrations and sometimes tears, you pushed on. I know that your family, close friends and I couldn't be more proud of what you have achieved. Christian, could you please stand, and Sachin, would you bring the stuff through the spiral, please? Christian, your stage persona, playing guitar in your metal band, doesn't seem to match your humble approach and responsible nature, but you're breaking all the norms and forging your own path. You have completely driven your learning journey here at Silkwood, and your previous advisors and I have always been excited to help facilitate and support your next creative interest. You have taken up so many opportunities and supported so many other students and events. You embody what the Silkwood way can be. Christian, your affirmation is integrity. A number of different values come together to make up a person with integrity. You're gracious and respectful, honest and trustworthy, hardworking and helpful, and patient. The people who you touch in your life are very blessed indeed. You're a credit to your beautiful family and to yourself. I wish you the happiness and success that you wish for in others. Samuel, could you please stand? And Connor, could you bring his stuff through the spiral? Samuel, you and I started at Silkwood at roughly the same time. I remember how much you enjoyed contributing and excelling in our maths classes, and as I came to understand a little bit more about your background, I was impressed with your persistence and the grit with which you approach any challenge. You are exceedingly kind to others and have a strong sense of fairness, and will stand up for your own beliefs and the rights of others. Samuel, your affirmation and value is courage. As you venture into the next stage of your life, remember that you possess the quality of mind and spirit that enables a person to face difficulty or challenges and overcome fears. You are brave. If you can conquer your fear of horses and of heights and choose to do this over and over again, then you can do anything. You are not alone and have the love and support of so many people people around you, remember to continue choosing the path of courage. Benjamin, could you stand please? And Mel, could you kindly bring his stuff through the spiral? And you only commenced your Silkwood journey last year. It can be difficult coming into a new school, but you have been such a beautiful addition to this close-knit cohort. You are genuine and open and truly care about others. That shines through in all of your interactions. Your skill set is varied and you are finding your place in the world. Your many talents, vivid imagination and endearing nature will allow you to explore the planet and make friends wherever you rock up. Ben, your affirmation and value is playfulness. You definitely personify this quality, and I've seen you embody this attitude despite setbacks and challenges. You have already experienced that life isn't always easy, and in fact, sometimes it just sucks. Even in those times, you have a playful spark of energy that can pull yourself and others out of a difficult moment, even if it's just for a second. Then you are surrounded by people who support and believe in you, and your future is full of immense possibilities. Remember that this is your superpower. It will endear people to you and help you overcome anything. Jamie Lee, could you please stand? And Kyle, would you bring her staff through the spiral? Jamie, you have a way of making people feel valued and important, taking the time to listen and to have a conversation. Throughout the time I've known you, you have always offered to help your friends, peers and advisors, sharing of yourself generously. You also focus on yourself and your own goals. Before you've even left school, your resume is full of evidence of amazing experience you've had and all the skills you have constantly striven to develop. Jamie Lee, your affirmation and value is belief. This is an attribute that you completely embody. You desire a fulfilling and creative life, and by gathering knowledge, skills, resources, and like-minded friends, you are making that happen. I've seen this already with your amazing and diverse work, both that you've done individually and in collaboration with wonderful creative people you have brought into your world. You believe not only in yourself and what you can achieve with effort, but in others. And remember us at the Oscars. Olivia, could you please stand? And Sophia, could you bring her staff through the spiral? Olivia, I love your honesty. I love that you let me know what I can do better. Better for you, and because of that, how I can improve my practice as an advisor. You're an advocate for yourself and for others. This has been a really tough year for you. Being isolated from your peers and trying to engage online has been so difficult, but you never gave up. You kept showing up day in and day out, even if you felt you couldn't. I bet you never realised before how great school actually is. It was so nice to have you back in person. Your dry wit, quiet, amusing comments and kitten stories have kept every day interesting for me. Olivia, your affirmation and value is creativity. In all aspects of your life, I've seen you turn new and imagining ideas into reality. You have the ability to perceive the world in new ways, to find hidden patterns and approachable tasks in a creative way, even maths. Remember not to get in the way of this powerful force. Let your creativity emerge. It's waiting to be born in every moment. Ari, could you please stand? And Michael, could you kindly bring your staff through the spiral? Ari, you came late to Silkwood and started your schooling earlier in a Steiner environment like many of these students. Then your journey took a more standard form before joining us at Silkwood, where you had some time to really think and explore what you could make, what things would be like, and where you would go in future, and even make your work a little bit more bearable. It took some time, sweat and tears, and fortunately no blood, for you to build your trust in us and for us to figure out that you are a wonderful and creative human. It's been an honour witnessing your growth in many areas, and especially in the way you communicate. Ari, your affirmation and value is consideration. The first time I saw your eyes light up was in a conversation. You were talking about your little cousins. You'd spent the weekend with them and you had given them a great time. You also share your knowledge and kindness openly with others. You care that others are comfortable and happy, but your consideration is not only for people. I've seen in your senior project, you building a river desk, how considered and respectful you are of the materials that you work with. You are a careful, creative Ari. You will make the world a more beautiful place. Right, could you please stand? And Ryan and Jack, could you bring the staff through the spiral? Like, before I worked with you, I remember Anna telling me you were one of her favourite students. I found it difficult to get to know you. You're sparing with your words and actions, and you choose to reserve your speech and energy for maximum impact. You have had a busy year. Maybe not always with schoolwork so much, but in figuring out who you are and how you want to start off your life as a young adult. One thing I truly admire about you is your certainty that things will turn out okay, no matter what. Like, your affirmation and value is optimism. You are confident in yourself and not without good cause. You have collected skills, knowledge, and a group of wonderful supportive people around you. You know how you learn best, and you are proactive in ensuring you have what you need to get a job done. When you can see the purpose in what you're doing, you put your full energy into it and get things done. And you're totally right. Things will turn out just great. Laura, could you please stand? And Taya, would you bring the stuff through the spiral? Laura, as a dancer during this COVID year, it felt like you were a caged bird. You so badly needed to stretch your wings, but were stuck in front of a screen, trying to engage in the world, but being so restricted. Not only that, but so many difficulties paved your year. It's been really rocky. Laura, your family and I are so proud of you. You kept getting knocked down, but with all your might, kept pulling yourself back up. And through all of that, generously gave of yourself, contributing to the school in any way you could, helping out and being the type of leader that attracts and inspires others. Laura, your affirmation and value is imagination. Your introverted and considered nature has allowed you to observe and analyse and to ponder deeply. You are able to use this as a safe haven when times are tough, but when you have the energy, you develop yourself and your values to the point where you are knowledgeable, driven, and powerful. I love that you're a lifelong learner and have a thirst for knowledge. Your mind will always be open to new perspectives, cultures, and experiences. I wish you every happiness, fulfillment, and greatness on the path that you choose. Oscar, could you please stand? And Angus, would you kindly bring the stuff through the spiral? Oscar, you are a young man of many talents. You have keen intelligence, are athletically gifted, and have a kind and compassionate nature. You also take advantage of the power of yes. When opportunities are on offer, you can see how they'll add to your skill set, knowledge, or circle of mentors and friends. This year, you've had to balance school, sport, and family commitments, and trying to figure out where you want to be next year and in the years to come. You've explored medicine, engineering, space science, financial trading, probably some other things as well. I'm sure along the way, many more areas will pique your interest. Oscar, your affirmation and value is self-reliance. You have always demonstrated a solid self-belief in what you enjoy and in where you want to be. Your leadership skills have also been tested and developed along the way. It has been so nice to watch your growth and witness the changes and relationships that have influenced you and helped bring you to this moment in time. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what comes next for you. Scott, would you stand please? And Zane, could you kindly bring the staff through the spiral? Scott, we first crossed paths in Year 9 when you were exploring soccer as your project, and since then you've investigated many areas of interest, but the underlying theme has always been how you can support others and yourself to excel, mostly in sport and fitness. You lead out by example and are a responsible and skilled coach and facilitator who inspires respect in peers and adults alike. At the beginning of the year, you're uncertain as to which path you might take. The thought of professional sports may have been a distant dream. Now, you not only have a path into AFL, but 2 backup plans that also interest and excite you. Scott, your affirmation and value is vision. You can see a future that is larger than now, currently at least 6'4". But perhaps more crucially, you're willing to both lead out and to collaborate with others to make the future a reality. Your vision is strong and helps you persist through difficult times, through challenges and setbacks, until what you pictured in your mind comes to fruition. I'm really excited to see what happens, and tickets to the grand final, please. Nicholas, would you please stand? And Evie and Ruben, 2 of our preppies from Moonlight. Where Nicholas started, I'm going to walk his staff through the spiral. Nicholas, you truly are a special human. If you don't know, Nick's a pretty fantastic dancer. Nicholas recently gave a performance at another school. After the performance, the school principal asked whether he could speak with Nick and ask him a few questions. Of course, Nick agreed to chat, after which the principal led Nick onto a stage to have a chat in front of about 1,000 students. Nicholas took it all confidently in his stride, as he does with everything that he comes across. Nicholas, your affirmation and value is resilience. Through challenges and adversity, you push forward. You maintain your sense of humour and your creativity. You hold on to your self-belief. You take advantage of support when it's offered, often teaching and giving back more than you know to the people who work with you. You're a shining star and have made all our lives brighter for being in them. You continue to stride into the future, confident that we're all cheering you on. Now, before we dive in and congratulate all our new graduates, I'd like to award a staff to someone who should have been graduating today, but who was taken from his family and friends far too early. During the Year 12 exhibitions, a number of students spoke of a person who touched their lives and that they remember fondly as part of their Silkwood story. Could I please ask Jamie and Scott, Oscar, Christian, and Brianna to come and grab Ben's staff and walk it through the spiral. And Laura. Sally, could you please accept Ben's stuff? Ben Gage started at Silkwood as a preppy in 2007, but devastatingly passed away when he was only in Year 2. These students have known Ben and have written the values they associated with him on his staff. They said that they remember Ben as being adventurous, inclusive, active, kind, and witty. Sally, please accept this staff on behalf of your precious boy, who remains fondly in our Silkwood memories. And I'd love if you could now give a round of applause to all our wonderful new 2020 From Graham Gill. Graham couldn't be here today but wanted you to have this message. Hope I can do him proud. The 2020 graduation class. Wow. And what a special, talented and wonderful group you are. I can say with absolute certainty that your families are fiercely proud of you and Silkwood is fiercely proud of you. You have given your school so much in your time here, and this has not gone unnoticed. Young people are often complained about. You have shown incredibly clearly that the future is in very good hands. You were a privilege to teach, and you will be missed. Of course, I do hope that as the years go by, you will reflect fondly on your school, Silkwood, and what it has given you. This school is not just a nice little school in the Gold Coast hinterland. It is, of course, that too. But it's also much more. It is a mighty school, a powerful school, which can ignite and inspire more profoundly than any other I have seen. And I've seen a lot because I'm very old. Congratulations to each and every one of you on this momentous day. You did it. You deserve the very best in life, and now is your time. We all look forward to hearing your achievements from an old teacher who thought the world of you. Graham.
I will now invite Terry, I'm getting emotional, invite Terry, our principal, to give the graduate vision speech.
Wow, it's always so emotional at our graduations, and this morning we've gathered to pay tribute to the journey of these extraordinary young people. And I also acknowledge the land on which we meet today, and the elders of past and present, and also thank Linda for her welcome to country and her land that she is custodian of. It is a wonderful and fitting place to meet, and these young men and women that we see in front of us today have endured a final year like no other I have witnessed in my career. I will tell you a little story before I begin the graduate vision, and that is, in 1980, I was sitting as a graduate and entering my teaching career in 1981. So today I felt a real connection that 40 years ago I was entering a very similar phase of my journey. So I actually have a little bit of a connection with where you're going. And some 40 years later, I can reflect on that journey. But today, I want to acknowledge your endurance, your resilience, your fortitude to achieve this extraordinary milestone. Each one of you, as we hear for your affirmations and your attributes, just extraordinary. We celebrate in the tradition and style of Silkwood, which is a defining moment in each of your learning journeys. And today will be a wonderful, enduring memory of your school days. Today, we send these young people on their next stage of their learning journey. knowing that they are prepared with the skills to turn their dreams into reality. During their learning adventure at Silkwood, these young people have been guided by their passion, their talents, their skills to create an extraordinary future that excites them and one that will contribute positively to their world. Without exception, these young men and women have rapidly accepted the challenges laid before them like no others in this final year, and by planning their pathway have shown their resilient, their flexible attitude in the pursuit of their goals. As these young people graduate from Silkwood, we turn to the Silkwood vision and the Silkwood aims, which lie at the heart of the Silkwood way. Each one of these young men and women have tirelessly demonstrated their skills and abilities in seeing the adventures, the opportunities, the connections and possibilities in life. And I firmly believe, along with everybody else in our community, that they are now equipped more than any other graduates in any other school to be creative, innovative, and critically think so that they can make a difference in the world. As principal, it gives me immense pride to confer these young graduates as successful graduates of the Silkwood Way. May your extraordinary journeys continue as you have imagined, as you have planned, and as you have worked to achieve those goals. Already I'm hearing stories of employment, of goals that they've set for themselves, of further study offers, flooding this extraordinary group of resilient young people. Finally, I'd like to leave you with this from Thomas Jefferson, although American, there we go. If you want something you've never had, you must be willing to do something you've never done. Congratulations. Now go and make interesting mistakes. Make amazing mistakes. Make glorious and fantastic mistakes. Don't be constrained by what others want you to be or what others tell you to do. Leave the world more interesting for you have been here. Congratulations and thank you.
This is the fun part now where we get to hear from our graduates. As we call you up to share your words, your parting words, we will also present you with your certificate. I'd like to invite Terry to come up and present you with your certificate. And our first graduate to present will be Brianna.
I'm going to speak for Brianna today. She wasn't feeling well this morning, but she's asked me to read for her. Silkwood has always been a second home to me, not only because it is where I have grown up and spent all my time, but because it's where I have discovered myself. This school has taught me so many valuable lessons, skills, adventures, and memories that I could never forget. I would first love to thank Christy for everything she's done for us over the last couple of years, for pushing everyone to their personal best, all while having the most contagious smile. Ty, for the constant support, especially when it came to English, and Kalindi, for all the opportunities and adventures you gave me. I also wanted to thank every other teacher that I've had the pleasure to know over my 13 years Silkwood journey. I'd like to thank my parents and family for supporting me throughout every interest and adventure I find, and peers for making the last several years so memorable. Thanks.
Jaden, would you like to come and present your words and receive your certificate?
First of all, thank you so much for coming. So I've been at Silkwood for 7 years now, and I think the most important thing for me to do is to thank everyone who's made it an absolutely amazing experience. First of all, I'd like to thank my teachers. You guys are all phenomenal. I'm so eternally grateful for the experiences you've given me, the life advice, even the math lessons. I'm so grateful for you guys, and I wish you well. Next to my amazing family, my parents, my cousins, my auntie, and my 2 gorgeous sisters. You guys have grounded me for so many years, and I am so thankful, and I feel so lucky to call you family. And I think most importantly for this day, I'd like to thank my classmates. To say you guys are the most amazing people I've ever met is an understatement. I feel so privileged and honoured that I've spent all these years with you. And I'm so grateful for everything you've given me. For picking me up in the morning, dealing with my crap, and making me laugh all these years. I love you guys, and I'm so proud of what we've achieved. Thank you one last time for being a part of my life. You guys are amazing.
Bailey, please come forward.
Yo. Don't really have anything planned, but thank you for the school. Like, it's hard to believe that I've been here for what? I think it's 9 years. Yeah, no, that sounds correct. So yeah, like just last year, I saw last year's graduates being up here and saying their speeches, and I was where you guys are. So yeah, I'd like to say a special thanks to all the teachers that have been there. Especially Graham. Like, I feel like he was the only person that really got me, having one-on-ones with him, really getting me through high school. Sorry, Mum and Dad. I tried, but I graduated, so. And thank you, Chris, for being there for the last 1 years. That's about it. Thank you.
Come forward, Jack.
Wow, 14 years of schooling, what a ride. Tell you right now, I'm quite pleased I'm finished. 14 years is way too long for that. I'd like to start by not thanking my parents or teachers, but formally apologising. There's been some rough moments here and there, too many to count, but here now. That's all that matters. And look to the future. Thank you very much.
Ida, to come forward.
to thank all of our amazing teachers that have somehow managed to get us standing here at our graduation ceremony. I believe that would have taken a lot of effort and dedication. Christy and Ty, you have both been saviours this year, pushing us and helping us, and during this whole time you have both worn your beautiful smiles and remained kind and so bubbly and happy. I would also like to thank my support people. You know who you are. Those that stood by me through the thick and thin. I don't know where I'd be without you guys. And lastly, I want to thank my class. I don't think that my time at Silverwood would have been the same without you. All of you have such good qualities and are so kind. I've never been in a class where I've cared so much about each person. Through the good times and even the not so good times, I still have a place in my heart for each of you and wish that you achieve the absolute best throughout your lives. The saddest part about graduation is that I won't be able to see you all on a daily basis, but nevertheless we are at such an exciting time of our lives. We have so many opportunities to take and a lot of decisions to make, and I wish you all the absolute best, and thank you for making these years so amazing.
I'd like to invite Krishna to come forward.
After being at Silverwood since playgroup, I think I know my way around the school pretty well. Seeing how much the school has changed with me as I've grown up is quite special. The school has played a massive part in my life. I could not have earned the confidence without the opportunities it has given me. Our advisors over the years have played a massive role in this, so I'd like to thank Christy and all my past teachers for all their efforts to get us across the line. Thank you to my classmates for making every day exciting and fun, especially the ones who have been here since the start. And thank you to my family for sticking by my side all the way and giving the motivation to keep pushing through and giving all the love they wanted to lay. Gave me a strong focus on what I want and what I need. So, a few of the class beforehand persisted that I put a Spider-Man quote in that. Yeah, thank you everyone. Goodbye.
I'd like to now invite Samuel to come forward.
I arrived at Silverwood School in 2017 as a nervous kid moving away from the UK, and I've gained so much confidence over the last 4 years. Through activities, I've developed resilience, being afraid of heights, and taking on the challenge of rock climbing this year. I couldn't have met my target without my classmates supporting me all the way. The friends that I've made through the highs of being able to graduate with them, and the lows of COVID-19, putting with my temporary teaching when our advisor Christy was locked down Zoom. Note to self, don't be a teacher. Over the last year, my determination to improve my marks led me to do a Head Start course in journalism. This not only boosted my confidence, but gave me focus. The conversation with my Year 11 advisor, Greg, who encouraged me to take this path, and I ever be grateful. While the uni course wasn't so easy, I learned that I am more than capable of achieving what seemed like the impossible at the time. I wouldn't have been today without my parents. They have been very supportive of me, even the time I spilled juice on my computer, and Dad ran around the Gold Coast to get me a replacement. And most recently, resaving 54 files in the correct folder for my learning video. To my advisors, Christy, Ty, Danielle, Mel, Anna, Nicola, Lisa, and Quinty, thank you for all your hard work throughout the years. I truly appreciate it more than you realise. To my mentors, Laura and my speech therapist, Dom, thank you for all your support and letting me put up with my messy folders and putting stuff in the wrong place. and also, most importantly, to the class of 2020. Wow, what a journey it's been with you guys. Thank you so much for the memories and the friendships that will grow stronger, and I wish you best in the very future. Thank you.
Can I invite them to come forward?
I would say I'm preparing because I have a role, but I'm not going to try and follow any of these speeches because they're all incredible and they're all incredible classmates. And I've been a silver very hard, but your impact on me, my confidence has just been inspirational. Like, thank you all. But biggest thank you to my parents for not giving up on me and pushing me through all this and all the hard times to get me standing here. I also have to thank Christy for not giving up on me as well. Yeah. Wouldn't be here without all of you. So thank you.
Jamie Lee, come on up.
So, this is it. Our last moment at the place we've been coming to every day, practically our whole lives. The journey wasn't always fun and games. Look at this year, for example. I remember always wanting school to be over, just wanting it to end. But now that it finally is, I don't really know what to think or feel. School wasn't always easy, but there are so many more positive and happier memories compared to the bad. From the primary school days of daily handball tournaments to the high school camps where we've learnt more about the world around us. And I also found love. Not just romantically. I found it in the peers and true friends around me, even though we can be idiots. So I want to thank everyone that has stuck by my side and supported my last minute projects and lifelong dreams. I want to thank Christy and Ty for not only being the most amazing, energetic, and happy advisors, but for being there for me through all the highs and lows of my schooling journey. I want to thank my mum and dad because even though sometimes I wanted to give up and was being a pest, you didn't give up on me. Sorry. And finally, I want to thank my classmates and friends for all the lessons you've taught me, whether it be thicker skin or how to deal with really messy roommates in the future. Thanks for the kitchen, guys. You've all made a very, very special place in my heart, and I wish nothing but the best for all of you, and I hope you will strive to do what you dream to do and more. I'm going to miss all of you, and I'm really going to miss this school, and I will always remember the days of walking up the golden path and feeling very special. So thank you.
Hello everyone. This morning has been a very, very good representation of how this year has gone for me. I didn't write the speech until 2 minutes before I left, so yay. I just really am so grateful for the path that Silkwood has taken me. I wouldn't be who I am in the very least if I didn't go to this school, and that is because of my parents, mum and dad. Thank you so much. When I arrived at Silkwood, I was so quiet, I don't even think I spoke to a single person, and now I don't shut up. And thankfully I'm happy about that. This has been just incredible, and right from the very beginning, I was scared to graduate, well, just school in general. Scared to move out, scared to graduate, because school is all I have ever known. But I'm glad that I am now. And I look forward to seeing all of my classmates graduate and to see where they go. Because they have led me and carried me, even though I didn't speak to a lot of them for a long time. They have taken me so very far. And I don't think I can thank anybody enough, especially my advisors, Christy and Ty, and so many others. Graham was also important. So, yeah, I don't really know what to say. Thank you, everyone.
I'd like to invite Ari to come forward.
I had a speech prepared, but I'm just going to freehand it. First of all, I want to thank all of the cohort and all of the teachers and formally apologize because I have a bit of a strong personality and can be a bit annoying at times. At least that's what everyone would say about me. So, and I haven't been for very long, and it's a big transition, changing schools. I've done it a lot of times, but I just want to thank everyone for being accepting and allowing me to transition easier. I hope you all the best in any path that you take, and that's all. Thank you.
Blake, come forward.
So I joined in grade 7, so I've only known the high school side of Silkwood. I can vouch for it. It's been good. Good few years, been here for about 4 or 5 years. And biggest part of the people, my friends, all so good, helped me, pushing me through. Teachers as well, mainly just kicking me through my work. And my parents, thank you, rev you up a lot. For sending me here, finding the school for me, definitely been, very good. Compared to my old school, tenfold better.
I'd like to invite Laura to come forward.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is slightly surreal. I am amazed that we're all here. I'm so grateful for everyone sitting before me, next to me. Thank you, classmates past, present. You've made my journey past 13 years of Silkwood not only bearable but extremely enjoyable. Thank you, teachers, advisors, also past and present, for getting me this far, for believing in me. I've loved every single second of my learning. Thank you, parents. You guys have believed in me more than anyone else. I gave up a few times on a lot of different things, and it's because of you that I got this far. To my twin, you are the coolest person I know, and have always been there for me. So thank you. Thank you, everyone.
I invite Oscar to come forward.
I don't really have anything prepared like a few others. So I just want to take this time to say thank you, and I want to say thank you to all the teachers that have taught me over my years here at Silkwood. The teachers here are truly something special, I believe. I think that they're quite unique in that they're very hands-on and very connected with the students. I think is probably the best way to sum it up. I want to thank my peers because without you guys, even though I wasn't here all the time, without you guys, I couldn't have gotten through it. So thank you. And lastly, I just want to thank my parents. I mean, I don't think any of us would have got here without our parents. So thank you, Mum and Dad.
I invite Scott to come forward.
Hello. Pressure's on now. Yeah, I've been here for about 11 years. There's not much that I can regret from coming to the school. Christy, I'd like to give a big shout out to you. She's probably the reason I graduated. As well as my past teachers who have had a big influence on me, such as Nicola, Lindy, and Anna. I wouldn't have gotten as far as I am now without you. And to Mum and Dad, no, I wouldn't have found any passion without you, pretty much. And yeah, thank you. Cheers.
I invite Nick to come forward.
Save the best for last. Thank you very much for being with me through this journey of Silkwood. I've been here since prep, but it doesn't really feel like it, honestly. It's been a breeze. Wow. I don't know what to say. Just all the experiences and camps and opportunities and friends and just all the people that have guided me through my experience of Silkwood is just unforgettable. Thank you to the teachers for helping me while I was being stubborn, while I was being lazy, happened a lot. And just thank you very much from prep to primary to middle and high school. I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you, parents, for sending me to this school. I couldn't imagine another life being at public school or anything. Public school. And mostly thank you, friends, for accepting me into your lives. And it's been a really special experience, and I won't forget it. Thank you.
As we prepare to sing our gathering song, can we just give our graduates another round of applause? Please join us in singing the school song. Thank you for the last time. Do it.
Over
I'd like to now invite a very special person, our Silkwood School founder and CEO, Valerie Campbell-Holt, to share the Silkwood story.
So when this dream of Silkwood began in my heart 21 years ago, it's your stories that you shared today that make it worthwhile. All the pain and the headache and the heartache to bring this to bear, so thank you for sharing. It makes it all worthwhile. Today I'm going to share with you a story to honour your journey at Silkwood. For some it's been short, for some it's been longer. But today I also want to share the story in honour of my mother, who passed away recently. Silkwood wouldn't be here without her. She walked beside me in the early days and did everything from cleaning to making craft to sharing stories to helping children read. So this will be a very special day for her, seeing children graduate and her efforts that she put in. So I share this in honour of your journey and hers. Long ago, a group of children were born in many parts of our wonderful world. Some were born in Australia and some in other lands. The trees swayed as each one was born and sent out a whisper. Around our earth, a whisper of a connection to come. A great and wise tree in the land of Silkwood heard these whisperings, and using its roots, branches, it began to stretch out far and wide into the world. It reached far and wide so it could gather up the threads of these whispers. The tree knew that it needed to weave a pathway for these children so they could find their way to a special place of learning. As the winds of time blew through the lands and these children grew from babies into toddlers, the tree continued to gather and pull the threads closer and closer. The birds that sat upon its branches joined in the gatherings and flew far and wide to sing to the children in their gardens, in parks and on beaches. The tree grew many leaves so it could rustle louder, so the children could hear and find their way. The insects, the animals that visited the tree felt the rhythm of the pathway the tree was creating and joined together to help. As the children's days of playing grew longer and longer, the pull of the whispers began to form in their dreams. They dreamed of this great and wise tree that had much to share with them about our world, and they longed in their hearts to one day meet this tree. They talked to their friends and family about this tree, and sometimes when they were talking about this, the eyes of others sparkled, and they looked with knowing that they too had heard about this great tree. One day each of these children were told by their families they were going somewhere new, a place called Silkwood. Some of these children were little and some were bigger. Some felt nervous, some excited, and they wondered what it would look like, who they would meet, and what it would feel like. They carried these feelings in their heart and waited patiently to arrive at Silkwood. As they took their first step on the land, they heard something. It stirred deep in their hearts. It was something familiar, something they had felt before. In their dreams, in the song of birds, and in the blowing of the wind. The wise tree felt the footsteps of each child arrive, and the stirring in their hearts, and waited quietly at the edge of the golden path to welcome them. As each child stepped under the tree for the first time, the winds of their past swirled and connected with the possibilities of their future. The leaves stirred with this wind, and the birds sang as the tree reached out and sprinkled its wisdom over the child as they passed by. At that moment, the the child looked up at the tree and smiled. They had found the tree, and their Silkwood learning journey had begun. Today marks a special day on that journey, a day of endings and a day of new beginnings. A day where you say goodbye to your Silkwood learning path and welcome in the promise of your future. Some of you have travelled from the early days in prep. Some of you joined us at different points on this journey. Wherever you joined us, all of you have been woven into the Silkwood story. So here we stand today to farewell you from our shores. The whispers from the Silkwood tree blow down to send you one last wish. May you always have the courage to learn. Find a kind heart wherever you go and carry a little piece of the Silkwood magic in your heart. You will always have a place in our Silkwood heart. Travel well, my dear friends.
Valerie. What makes our school so special is indeed that sense of community. And now we will send off our graduates with the help of our music advisor, Mel, our primary advisor, Lucy, and our lovely Joella, who graduated last year and has been back working with us as she prepares to embark on a teaching career herself. We've also got our Year 8 class who actually came forward and asked, could they please be the guard of honour to honour the Year 12 as they leave today. So a real encapsulation of what Silkwood is and the community that we have here. Congratulations to our graduating class of 2020. Your advisor Christy will now lead you through the final and away.
May
you everyone. That brings our ceremony officially to a close. We now invite you down to our Year 12 rooms, just at the bottom of the stairs and to the right, for some refreshments. Thank you.